This week, we've got a deleted scene from Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Do you really need more reason to watch than that?
This is the Star Wars Show! From the Lucasfilm headquarters in San Francisco, here's your hosts, Andy and Anthony!
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only Star Wars show on the internet who knows what the crushing defeat of losing a major award on national television feels like.
It's an honor just to be nominated.
Of course it is! Let's go to the news.
On Friday, I will be traveling to the other side of the planet to sit down with one of my Star Wars best friends, Daisy Ridley, to ask her a couple of questions about Star Wars live on the internet for everyone to see.
The live stream chat begins at 6 p.m. GMT, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on the Star Wars Facebook page, and it is to celebrate the upcoming release of Star Wars: The Last Jedi on digital and Blu-ray.
But I'm not going to be the only one asking questions. Oh no, you are too. How, you may be asking your monitor in bewildered amazement? Well, thanks to internet video technology, you can submit your own questions on video to either Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag AskDaisyRidley, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see your shining face in the middle of the stream.
I am going to submit 100 questions myself, and all of them will be about baking.
I'm sure she'd love that.
She would.
And while we're talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi, available on digital and 4K UHD on March 13th, with digital now and physical Blu-ray and 4K UHD on March 27th, the Star Wars Show has managed to get their hands on a deleted scene from the movie. Would you like to see it?
I would like to see you say that street date information again.
Rewind the video on your own time, Carboni. They want to see the deleted scene.
You're watching the Star Wars Show.
Disobedient, disrespectful, traitor!
You call for order. You beat us down. But when your shiny neck was threatened, you squealed like a whoop hog. The evidence blew up at the base, but you and I know the truth. When I put a gun to your head, you shut down Starkiller shields. Now, what would your troops do if they found out? Or your masters?
Who would believe a story like that?
You were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Today we have an author of all kinds of amazing Star Wars stuff with us today. Please welcome Cavan Scott to the show.
It's fantastic to be here. It's slightly surreal.
You have an extensive array of Star Wars books that you've worked on. A lot of them are centered for kids, though. We were talking earlier about your daughters getting into Star Wars. What's that like working on that sort of age group for you?
For me, it's a real sweet spot now because of the girls in the age are, 9 and 11. They discovered Star Wars for themselves. There was years of me going, watch this. And they're like, nah, Dad, that's what you watch. And then they found Rebels and pulled me into the room and said, is this it? Is this what you were talking about? And from that point in, it was just they were in. So it's really important for me to be writing for kids at the minute because I'm seeing Star Wars through kids' eyes again, just as when I watched it.
What are some challenges that you face when kind of putting yourself in the mindset of writing for kids?
I think the important thing is not to talk down to kids. You can have fun with it. And it was a comic before a film series for me because I started reading the Marvel comics. It's really important to be working on things like the comics because I know there's going to be a lot of kids that will pick them up for the first time. The first thing I wrote was a Rey story, which is just so cool. And again, having two girls writing for Rey was an amazing experience. And they were my focus group. I could come in and say, do you think Rey would do this? And there'll be moments they go, yeah, and there'll be moments where they go, Dad, shut up. And the best thing was at New York Comic Con last year, we had kids coming up with their parents and the dads and the mums were saying, this is great, I've got them reading comics.
What's been your favorite one to work on?
I think the stuff I've been writing recently for Han and Chewie.
Yeah.
Writing Chewie in comics is the best thing. I have an entire page in my notebook of Chewie-esque lines that I can then use again.
So you're talking about your new story with Han and Chewie. A bunch of new books were just announced that you're working on that line up with Solo, Star Wars story. Can you tell me what you have in the works?
There's the Choose Your Destiny book, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Game books were such a big part of me getting into reading. And they said, would you like to write one for Han and Chewie? Would I like to write one?
It's like, yes.
I had no idea how to write one. That was a learning experience.
It's got to be a bit of a monster.
It is. I have this big map mind map of all the different ways you can go. And I think it's about 20 odd endings in there. So
I kind of have it pictured in my mind, like when someone's like tracking a serial killer and they're like got strings on the wall.
Pretty much what my room looks like. My wife walks in and just goes, I don't want to know, and walks back out again.
So another upcoming issue of your Star Wars Adventure series is coming out on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. Free Comic Book Day is amazing. I mean, you know, again, and especially for families, it is that case to get into a comic store and there's lots of free stuff. And the most important free stuff, obviously, is the Han and Chewie adventure, which again teams them up with Forlom. And it's the beginning of a story that then goes into Adventures. Basically, at the beginning of the issues of Adventures, they're being chased by the bounty hunters. If you get the Free Comic Book Day, you find out why they're being chased.
Well, thank you so much for coming by. I'm really excited to see what you have coming out in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Tonight is a very big night. We finally get to see the finale.
Dude, I am so nervous. I'm stoked.
For me, the anticipation has been building for like months and months and months.
It's exciting to see it with the fans because I want to see what their reactions are. I saw it last week at Skywalker and cried like a little baby.
This is it. I can't believe it. It's so exciting. You guys, I hope you know, I really appreciate you guys and the support you've given me over the years. I love you drive us to do better and tell better stories. So thank you guys. The Force is so strong with you. I hope you enjoy this. I know you'll let me know.
It was amazing, just like the entire series. They did a fantastic job with it.
I absolutely loved it. All of it was so exciting and so surprising.
I feel like Dave Filoni really would have made George proud.
They haven't seen it till today except for Steve, so it's kind of funny to watch you guys. I'm really enjoying it. It's really great.
The way they tied it up, the way they went through it was emotional.
I loved it. Oh, yeah. Hit the feels.
It was just some amazing storytelling. That's what I loved about it.
It's been a long journey, and when you have a lot of people banding together for the right thing, you can move mountains, and I think that's what Star Wars is, and you put together a lot of good people doing the right thing and you can make some magic.
That ending, just beautiful. I mean, just wraps up so nicely with potential for the future.
Hi, my name is Donald Faison. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars Rebels. Where are you? So how soon can we expect the Sabine Wren Ahsoka Tano show is my question.
Why would you watch that show?
I think everybody in this audience would, Dave.
Obviously, it's intriguing. It would probably make a good story. Man, that'd be a good idea. You know, I've always felt that the best stories end and then other stories begin. I always like that in stories. It's a special thing, Star Wars. It's a limitless galaxy of imagination.
And thank you for the past 4 seasons. Please give them a round of applause.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
I really am gonna miss Rebels.
Yeah, but I really like the idea of Callus and Zeb getting into all sorts of buddy cop-esque shenanigans on Lyra San.
Yeah, totally. And Sabine, ooh, dude, her ending was so good.
Yeah, and speaking of Sabine, last week we asked you about your favorite Rebels memories. And Bria said that Star Wars Rebels has meant a lot to me over the years, but most importantly, it was the first time this biracial Asian girl ever got to see herself in Star Wars. I'm grateful that I got to tell Filoni how much Sabine Wren existing meant to me at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and Bria's wonderful. Megan said that the show helped her communicate with a community of people through role-playing and fan fiction, while Sal and his cosplaying family embraced the show from the very beginning and continued to grow up with it.
Sarah Alvarez said, Rebels is what got me interested in the Star Wars universe again, going on to say that she connects more with Sabine because she went from relying on herself to someone who trusts the people around her. We're growing with the characters!
Finally, Mike Friesen said, thanks to the cast and crew of both Rebels and Recon for 4 great years of inspiration for his toy photos, with many more to come.
Thanks to everyone who shared their memories, and thank you for watching the show this week.
And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, talk to us in the community tab on YouTube, and download the Star Wars app.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching. May the Force be with you. My babies.
Ah! Now you like it. Now you legitimately like it.
This week.
Nap now. Shut up, Frank!